You know, people always say, be yourself. But no one ever tells you what that means, do they? What if being yourself means being a monster? What if, deep down, you're chaos dressed in skin? Still be yourself, they say. Be very afraid, I say. Let me tell you something you should hear every day, right before you put on your pretty little face and walk out into your little illusion. This world is a joke, but not the funny kind, not the kind that makes you laugh. No, the kind that makes you question why you ever thought anything mattered to begin with. He leans in. You wake up, you dress up, you show up. For what? A paycheck? A pat on the head? The approval of a society that's more broken than your last relationship? Let me ask you, how many lies do you tell yourself every morning? Oh, today's gonna be different. I'm doing my best. I'm a good person. Everything happens for a reason. He cackles. No. Everything happens because no one's in charge. And if they are, they're worse than you. More greedy, more hollow, more twisted. The system isn't broken. It was built to break you. Oh yes, my friend, you're not a citizen, you're a battery, plugged in, drained daily, and discarded once you leak just a little too much truth. So listen to this, listen to me, every single day. Because the world out there, it doesn't care if you're kind. It doesn't reward honesty. It doesn't value sanity. In fact, the saner you are, the more it tries to unmake you. What it does reward is madness, but not the screaming in the streets kind. Oh no, it likes quiet madness, the kind that wears a suit, says yes sir, smiles in meetings, and quietly lets their soul rot for a promotion. That's not sanity. That's just institutionalized insanity. They made a prison and convinced you it was a kingdom. Now, here's a truth no one tells you. You are replaceable, not because you're not special, but because they made you believe being special meant being useful. You are more than a machine, more than a cog, more than a 9-digit number in a database somewhere. But until you see that, until you feel that, you'll keep licking the boots of people who step on your neck with a smile. He grins again, walking in circles. Let me tell you a secret. Want to know why people are miserable? Because they lied to themselves for too long. They said, this is just temporary. It'll get better next year. Happiness is just around the corner. Spoiler alert, it's not. There's no corner. It's a straight road to nowhere paved with empty mantras and social media quotes slapped over sunsets. You want to laugh? Let's laugh together. Because nothing is funnier than a species that built bombs to defend invisible lines on a map, then calls itself civilized. They feed you pills when you feel too much. They give you screens to distract you from your thoughts. They shame you for breaking after they bent you for years. And if you scream, if you crack, if you finally say, no, well, then they label you. Unstable, too intense, not a team player, difficult. But guess what? The most dangerous people in history were all once called difficult. So listen to this. Every day, let it crawl into your mind. like I do in mine. Let it whisper to you when the alarm goes off and your soul hits snooze. You are not crazy. You're waking up. The world is crazy. You've just been trained to call the cage a home. Rip off the mask they made you wear. Not the smiley one. The other one. The one that says, I'm fine. The one that says, I agree. The one that says, I don't mind. Because beneath that is you. And you're beautiful in all the wrong ways. Just like me. Ah, good. You're still here. Still listening. Most people don't get past the first dose of honesty. It burns going down like truth acid. But you want more. You ever notice how the world never wants you to stop and think? Always go, go, go. Always move faster, work harder, hustle longer. Don't fall behind, they chant like a spell. Because the moment you pause, the moment you actually look around, you see it. The emptiness. All that effort. All that ambition. For what? A title? A plaque? A shallow obituary that says, beloved father, hard worker, as if you were a golden retriever with a mortgage? Let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a man, a simple man. He did everything right. Woke up at 6, worked hard, smiled when he wanted to scream, saved money, paid taxes, never questioned anything. And then one day, no one noticed. No one cared. People just stepped over him because they were late for meetings he used to go to. Here's the punchline, my dear listener. The more obedient you are, the easier you are to erase. The more predictable, the easier to replace. The quieter your pain, the more they applaud you for being strong. But strength isn't silence. Strength is screaming when they tell you to whisper. He lights a match and watches it burn slowly to his fingers, unblinking. They say fire is dangerous, but fire is just truth that forgot how to behave. And well, I'm an arsonist of illusions, because every day you put on lies like clothes. You wear regret like perfume, and you call that living? No. Living is not surviving. It's not crawling through Monday just to die a little slower by Friday. You weren't made to pay bills and die. You were made to set fires, to tear down the walls of normal, to dance in the ruins of expectation and laugh as the sky falls. Listen closely. Happiness isn't sold. Not in stores. Not in likes. Not in shallow little heart emojis blinking on your black mirror. Real happiness? It's dangerous because it comes from saying, no more. No more pretending. No more shrinking. No more apologies for being loud, strange, passionate, broken, brilliant. Let them call you crazy. Let them point and whisper and giggle behind their pastel-colored coffee mugs. Because deep down they're scared. Scared that if you're free, they might have to see how chained they really are. There is power in refusing to play. There is beauty in breaking the rules written by cowards. And there is peace in becoming the villain in someone else's fragile little script. Not all villains are evil. Some of us are just awake. Say it with me. Every day. Say it in the mirror. Say it when you feel small. Say it when the world tries to cut pieces off you until you fit in their little boxes. I am not broken. I am not wrong. I am not too much. I am everything they warned you about because I couldn't be controlled. That's the good stuff. Better than coffee. Stronger than therapy. More honest than every HR meeting combined. You see, my dear listener, you are not supposed to be perfect. Perfection is a trick. It's a leash made of gold. Looks pretty, strangles tighter. What you are is unruly, messy, unapologetically flawed. And that makes you real. And the world hates real. It wants filters, wants polish, wants you smiling while dying inside. But not anymore. Not after this. Let them be polite. Let them be successful. Let them sell their souls for a subscription plan and die smiling in a LinkedIn post. But not you. No. You're gonna walk out that door like it's a battlefield. You're gonna carry your scars like they're medals. And you're gonna whisper every day, I'm not like them. I never was. And thank chaos, I never will be. So here we are, at the edge of it all. You've heard the truth no one says aloud. You've felt the itch behind the curtain. You've seen the cracks in the mask the world wears like religion. You've been lied to. From the moment you could walk, talk, and smile on command, you were handed scripts written by people who died just as confused as you are. And still, we call it purpose. We call it progress. We call it normal. But normal is the cage. It keeps you docile. It keeps you predictable. It keeps you safe enough to stay quiet and scared enough to never ask why. They built a system that feeds on obedience and crushes anyone who dares to think too loud. And you, listener, are starting to think too loud. Good. Because the moment you stop trying to fit in is the moment you start to remember who you are. Not the version they approved. Not the role you were cast in. The real one. The messy one. The one with rage and hunger and color and madness and clarity. The one they buried under years of conditioning and fear. You don't need permission to wake up. You don't need permission to break rules that were designed to break you. And you don't need permission to burn down the version of yourself they taught you to be so that something truer, something honest, something alive can rise from the ashes. You're not meant to survive this world by blending in. You're meant to disrupt it by being impossible to ignore. So let this be your reminder, your daily dose of defiance. This isn't motivation, it's a warning. The system does not care about you. It only fears what happens when you stop caring about it. So walk into your day knowing the truth they never wanted you to see. You are not one of them, and you never were.